Is it recording? Okay, this, perfect. Yeah. The heat kicked on a little bit ago and I was like, I'm like agreeing with you. That's okay. Yeah, we can put some don't have to be signed out this day and. Yeah, we have still ask you. Right. You're okay. I ready to get it. Does anyone need pen or paper before we get started? Hey, look, I have slides for you.
You have my slides. Yeah. Just get around. I'm so grateful you found out.
Okay. All right, we are gonna get started just so we don't waste any time. Good. Okay, so really quick, my name's Ashley Dillon, and I know I think you all know who I am, so I don't need to go into that. Really fast, we record all of these meetings, and something that we did between last meeting and this meeting is we added a page on our website, and we have linked all of the past videos, so you can go back and watch them, you can go back and see what's happening. It's just on the YouTube, there's no password. It'll tell me if you see it or not, but we have that. You just go to duchesnechamber.org and it says women in business right at the top. You can click that. We've got extra information there as well as a link to the YouTube channel with all these. So if you ever aren't here, we will always record them and link them. So really quick, I just wanted to talk about the upcoming things and then I will let them have a whole meeting. I was told last week that I am in charge of the tree lighting event. So it's December 1st, which is really soon. Yes, I'm excited. It'll be fun. So the kindergarten class from King's Peak will come and sing a few songs. Santa Claus will be coming on the fire trucks with other special guests with him. And then Mayor Bird and Mayor-elect Olson will be there to plug in the big tree that they're doing better to make it even bigger and better this year. Of the decorations, they're going to decorate all of Oakville Park. So that's the one right behind High Country, it's the Clock Tower Park. So please come to that. I will be honest with you, when they were talking to me about it, I was like, I don't think I have been since my son was in the kindergarten and he's in 8th grade now. So now I really got an itch ball to start showing up. It can't just be the kindergarten parents like Brenda that it's okay, so we will have hot cocoa, Santa Claus, treats, all the things. So please come down. It'll start at 4:30. It'll only be probably about an hour to an hour and a half event. They'll plug it in and we'll get to see Santa Claus. Everyone who goes and sees Santa Claus gets to have a little present when they go this night. So that's too. With that. I brought some of these for you. So Utah State, they've got some upcoming things November 19th. That's tomorrow. Okay, so they've got some stuff coming up December 18th or 19th, January 28th. Come look at this when you guys go. And then my last thing that I wanted to say, so we are planning our year. So if you have heard us on the radio, we've been doing monthly interviews. We do 2 a month. And we invite chamber members to come on the radio with me. Joe will be on there next month with me. And they just do like a 5 to 6 minute interview that you can come on and talk about your business, talk about how you got started, things that you have coming up. They play it for a full week long, 3 times a day on all 5 radio stations, and it's free to our chamber members. So if you are a member, come join us, and it's awesome because they'll hear you. I can attest that my 17-year-old cheerleader texted me yesterday and said, "Coach, you were on the radio today." Not today, but yes, I was. So there are people listening, they hear it. So if you'd like to join me, just let us know. We're going to be setting up our entire calendar year for 2026. So I think that's all. So I'm excited for today. We're gonna have Sydney talk to you guys. She is from the Vernal Innovation Hub, which is awesome. But she's gonna be talking to you guys about the Wildcat Microfund grant. So I'm excited for you to hear that. And then afterwards we'll have Lisa from WBC talking about other resources. So I'm gonna turn this down over to Lily.
Did it go? Or did it shut off?
Oh, there we go. Like Ashley said, I'm the manager of the Vernon Innovation Hub. But today I'm here, I'm representing the Wildcat Fund, and I usually have, partner with me, his name's Travis Campbell, and who's the UN County Economic Director. We do them together, so the Wildcat Microphone is a fairly new program to the Basin. If it sounds familiar, it's probably because we've talked about it for the past 3 years. It's, sorry, I'm not sound. Okay. Okay. So, oh no, I don't know what's up. Let's see. 2 seconds. 13 shows.
Miniature.
Do you want me to go and okay. Okay, perfect. So it sounds familiar to you if you've been working with us for years to get it here in the basin, or you might know someone this year that's gone through the program. If you haven't heard about it, it's an early on-stage program designed to get funding for entrepreneurs. So that's the biggest problem that people have is they need money. So with each business, they each have their own unique circumstances and needs, and so, but one thing all businesses have in common is a good business plan and B, they need money. So this program is supposed to help develop that and get you started. So what is the microfund? First and foremost, there is no equity or ownership or anything that goes with this. You're not offering donations out, they're just trying to help you give funds. And you do not have to pay the funds back. So once you receive the money, it's yours to use however you said. So the program provides $3,000 to those to reach their dreams. I've also heard you can use it that literally partly and payroll on the site. Whatever you need, they'll basically give it to you. It's pretty easy. So when you sign up, go through a process through a mentor through the small business development program, and they will work with you to do every step of the way. The program uses a basic framework model to ensure entrepreneurs can tell their story, share who they are, and make sure they have the qualifications started. As well, they'll indicate an understanding of the market problem or that they're solving, or the opportunity that they're meeting, who their target market is, what their value proposition is, and make sure they understand the competitive landscape stuff. They'll also create a financial plan, all important first steps in starting up a business. To back up a little bit and give a little more history, the Wildcat Microfund started at the Weber State University as a business college class, help students in Weber State successfully start a business. They saw success with that and they got more private donations, so then it opened up to the Ogden area. they saw it more success, and then they got even more money, and now they're opening up statewide. So that's how we kind of got here. So how does it work? So it's made through private donations. America First Credit Union is a big donor, and their headquarters are in Ogden. This process is designed to help entrepreneurs get a head start. This is not a business plan competition. So like here in the New Academy, do a speak pitch, actually does a pitch competition. It is not like that. Once you apply and get in, you're almost guaranteed the money if you do your work. So as long as you do that, you get the money. You're not competing against people. You're not put up against people. As long as all judges say yay, you're good to go. So first you're gonna apply at weaverwildcatmicrofund.org. There's a couple of criteria. You have to be a resident of Utah. You have to be in business less than a year. You have to have achieved less than 30K in total revenue. Not have outside funding, and you have to have the commitment to operate in Utah for the next 3 years. But you know that things happen, you need that commitment. It's not always fall through, but you do have to try for it. You just simply log into there, create an application, and you can track all your progress through that platform. Then you'll meet with a small business director. The representative for the Basin area is Smart Homes, again, and you'll be working through them. They have steps that they have to prepare you for, so they'll go through all the steps that you make sure you're ready for every step of the way. If there's some reason when you go to pitch your plan to the judges and you do not meet the criteria, they'll tell you can fix it and you can go back and try again. So they really want to hand out the money. So the mentors will help you prepare your pitch deck, so all the slides you need for scoring and approval. And then you pitch your business idea. So once a month they host a Zoom meeting. You get on the Zoom meeting, you pitch your plan. They tell you that if you get the money or not. Super simple. The only like hard part is it's on calendar funding. So if they get funding in January when it's out in March, you would have to move to the next calendar year. So as soon as applications open, I recommend getting in there as soon as you can. So you may be asking like, how else can we help you if you don't apply to this? You don't make sure you're already 5 years into your business. So we can connect you with other funding opportunities like Wildcat Microfund. We can connect you to local regional business resources like the Local Business Group here. It's already a good one. And then myself and Travis, we are the liaisons for the Basin area. So we don't do any of the mentoring or walk you through the program, but we're out there trying to advertise and market for it. So Wildcat Microfund has money to put towards events to sponsor. So if you have an event coming up, golf competitions are very popular, like, or anything that you're trying to advertise, we can be a sponsor or provide lunch or have swag, whatever it may be. So you can also contact us on that other side. So if you have events coming up, reach out to us. We have money to get it up in a good way. If you have any questions, there's Travis's contact info, and then myself and the Wildcat Fund. Does anyone have any questions about the program, how to apply, or how to use us to be a sponsor of it?
Question. So you said that you have to just like start a business within a year. Is that, are you going off of like your registration with the state that you're a business? And then
It's hard to say.
Okay.
Because every business you get registered 5 years ago and not doing it this year. So once you have all your ducks in a row, that's when you started. So like if you are starting to sell like your first receipt, you'd say that's your 1 year start. That's your day start.
Okay.
Any other questions? Sweet. If you have other questions, don't feel free to reach out or reach out to me after or when it comes up. We want to get women there, and we don't want sponsors for their event. So
Can I add a testimonial? Because I have a student who's doing this right now. It really is super easy. It's like a one-page application. Then they say, when can you do a Zoom? You set up your meeting. They set you up with Mark. You have a conversation. He says, finish this. Here's the plan. And then as soon as he turns in, they really don't deny anyone. Like you said, it's probably the easiest 2,000 you'll ever get. And then to report, the reporting sometimes is hard. You just send them pictures that you actually use the money in the way that it was intended, right?
yes, Mark did say the only like people seem denied are life coaches just because there's so many legalities with that. So you're a life coach, I'm sorry.
I totally got it for, I wanted to hire an
publishing strategist for my next book, and so I applied for it, How did you do that with, because I have several companies, but they've been in business longer, did you set up an EIN for this purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you new project, new businesses.
Yeah, it's a new business.
Okay.
I mean, I have written other books, but it's specific for this type of book. I've never written a self-help before, so I started a new business. It's a whole thing. I would love to talk to you about it. Okay, about questions.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you. Yep, I'm gonna sit in this chair and give notes.
Just one question, really. Yeah, what's up? Is there, what's the age requirement like, for the entrepreneurs? Do they have to be over age 18?
And you like 18.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can, that's how you get your, you can't be under 18 when you're in the EIN, right? Correct. Okay, this says it's an orientation, it's not really an orientation. I'm Lisa, I'm with the Women's Business Center in Utah. I am a business advisor and a teacher. A lot of you I know from our women's group in Vernal, Women's Business Organization, and so I'm just really happy here. I'm happy actually asked me to come out. She worked with me at the Women's Business Center for a long time, and I miss her so much. She was so delightful to work with. But so what does the Women's Business Center of Utah do? We do so many things.
Did it unplug?
What? Well, guess what? I don't need a. I don't know what. Oh, look at that beautiful picture. There she is. You guys, there was a picture of me that was seriously like this. For so long, just this morning, I switched it out. It was a good thing. It was just a picture of me laughing, but you know, when you have pictures of me laughing, it's like the double chin and the funny face. Yeah. But I always love when I'm talking about what we do at the Women's Business Center, I really love to talk about you and what you do. Why are you doing what you're doing? And so I love Simon Sinek. Who loves Simon Sinek, who is like a business coach? The Entrepreneur Center does. He's so good. He always talks about how people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so I love starting out any orientation with, why are you doing what you're doing? And it is not necessarily to sell shirts or to sell vitamins or to sell books. Really, it's about like something more inside of you. It's about like you want to inspire people or uplift people, or you have this creative vision you want to give to the world. And so I want you to think for a minute about what is your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because when you know why you're doing what you're doing, you can learn the business side of things so much easier. Things are more straightforward. You have a clearer path. It's almost like a mission statement or a tagline. It gives you one single point to focus on. So as you're navigating the obstacles of entrepreneurship, which, okay, who has obstacles of entrepreneurship? We all do, right? Yeah. It just gives you like a guiding point, a guiding style. So we're gonna take like 2 minutes. Okay, maybe longer than that. I always say 2 minutes, and people are always like, you need longer. And I want you to look at this list. Why are you doing what you're doing? And just write yourself a little note. Are you doing it to inspire people? Oh, also, let me just say, this is just a little list to get your brain going. My why isn't even on this list. Allison, is yours on this list? I don't think yours is on this list either, right? Because we've talked about this before. And you can have more than one why. But I do just want to get your brain going. Are you here to inspire people? Are you here to create a space of healing for people, or to equip leaders with the tools they need? Or encourage people? And I'm kind of encouraged to support families, to design solutions, to mentor, to write stories, to speak truth. And so I want you to think for just a few minutes about what you do. And then this so that statement, anytime in marketing, any marketer will tell you this so that statement is gold. When you know what your clients get out of it emotionally,
you can market that so much easier. So Simon Sinek, his whole thing is to inspire people to do what inspires them, so that together we can change the world, right? My personal one is to hearten those, I can't even say it now. To hearten women business owners so that they can navigate the highs and lows of business ownership. And that's just my personal one that I use for my own business. So what are you doing and why are you doing? And I might call on some of you to answer. I might call on somebody who I know has done this exercise before.
Right, so saying our lives. I'm actually talking to somebody about it, I'm not a business owner, but I have two whys. I have one, like, why I go to work, like why I do the chamber, and it's for my family, like I wanna give my kids a life better than I ever had, and so I want to be successful in that way so I can provide for my family. But then my why on the chamber side is because I want to inspire. Like I left WBC Utah. You know, I had someone say like make people happy, right? I don't want to just make people happy. I want to inspire you. I want to build the economy out here. I want to create more opportunities for business owners. I want to bring resources like the stuff that I was doing for WBC Utah. I want to do specifically for you. So you work my why. There you go.
So good. Does anyone else want to share their why if they have it to help?
Something similar, but for me it's to gather and make aware the resources available so that this small business owners can increase their chances of success and confidence. Yeah.
Woo-hoo, we're on the same page, my friend. It's so fun. Does anyone else want to share? Like, why are you doing what you're doing?
Well, we make dietary supplements to spread the health,
To spread the health, so why?
so that we have healthier people and a happier, healthier world.
So that we have healthy, yeah, exactly. So just be thinking about that, and you don't have to do it all today, but once you know that main point, my editor calls it the point that everything comes back to, you know where you're going, you know how to make decisions better, because you know everything I do is to help women business owners, or everything I do is to create happier, healthier people, or everything I do is to make this economy grow, right? So that's where I always start out before I say, okay, so what is the Women's Business Center of Utah and what do we do? Our mission is to help women build confidence, create opportunity, and experience success in business ownership. We do champion women, but I just want you to know we're open to all. I serve everybody, male or female or in between, whatever, and I love it all. Though sometimes when I ask guys about their feelings, it's a little weird. We are a statewide nonprofit, so I do work virtually from my little house in Vernal, Utah. I work all over the state from my living room, and I serve women all over the whole state. And we are funded by taxpayers, the SBA, and generous donations and grants from other private institutions. We right now have 7, our team is just 7, which is so tiny. We live in 5 different towns across Utah, and we own or have owned 10 businesses. 4 of them are mine that I currently own right this minute. So between all of us, we have over 70 years of ownership experience. So when you're talking to us, we know what you're going through. We know what you're doing. We've been there, we are there. And so here's us across the state. And then, blah, blah, blah. So who do we help? We help anyone. If you have an idea and you just want to know if it's viable, reach out to me. You can do one-on-one advising. If you have just launched, you're like, oh, I'm really good at giving massages, but I have no idea how to do payroll. That's us, right? We can help you. We establish businesses. We want to improve your organizational systems, and so we help you set up standard operating procedures. When I say help you set up, I do not do it, but I am a community teacher and I will teach you how to do it yourself. And that is the goal. If you are making a profit and you want to grow, you can start working on building it. If you are seasoned, you've been in business for a long time, you want to take advantage of other growth opportunities. We are there to talk to as well. So all of these things we provide guidance and training so that you can run purposeful and profitable. Blah, blah. Okay, so first there's advising, and this is one of the things I do, is anyone can have free one-on-one advising sessions with me or Sarah. We are both business advisors. And it looks like a virtual session or a phone call. And you get on with me, and I'll be like, hey, Lisa, I'm so happy to meet you today. And that's literally what I sound like. And I'll be like, so tell me about your business and what can I help you with? And usually it's just like this brain dump from the client, which is so great. And we help organize it into a workable plan so that whatever is on their mind. And so we help guide you, mentor you, support you along your way. You can meet with a one-on-one business advisor as often as you would like for free, as long as you're progressing. If you are wanting me to do the work for you and to meet with me again and again and again, but never actually complete any homework, I will be like, you can't meet with me until you get that. But I'm really nice about it. So we can help you find where to do research, your planning, your launching, your strategy, hiring, growing, marketing, sales, management, budgeting, systemizing, buying and selling. And like I said, oh, is it gone again? You guys, I keep doing this. I don't know what, it keeps coming out of this, but is it back? It's back. Maybe I should stand up. No, I'm not standing up. And if you keep not showing up to your advising sessions, guess what? I'm not going to have you that. So if you make an advising session with me, although I do really like the extra hour or something, I'm very, very busy. But you do get back from the beginning other sessions. So like I said, there's Sarah and me, both of us are virtual. Okay, so in addition to the one-on-one business advice we have, which is so great, we have live webinars that are taught monthly. We call them Solve the Business Puzzle. They're just one-off webinars that usually our clients have asked for. We get industry experts to come in and teach a class. So I think this week is one on marketing. All of ours, so many are on marketing. We do workshops, online courses, and multi-week. So the multi-week classes I also teach, and there's so much. So I teach 4 different classes. I teach a business 101 class, like if you're just starting your business and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. What are the legalities? What do I need to have in place? That is just like an hour-and-a-half class. I teach until now. We have, do I have those in here? So. There we go. So that one's not up here, but it's called Business 101. And then if you are like a new business and you're just getting started, or maybe you haven't even got started yet, you're still in the idea phase, I teach one called Biz Spark. And this is for new entrepreneurs who just barely opened the doors or are about to open your doors. And this one is all about like looking at, hey, what's your mission? Who is your target audience? Who are your competitors? We look at price points and sell your products at, we do talk about marketing. Minding my own business is my most popular one. My last class had 48 people in it. I decided I need to cap it at 20. It was so amazing. And this is the one is you've been in business for a while. You are running everything on your own. And you need to just streamline things. You're feeling overwhelmed to the max. And so we go over the same kind of things, but streamlining, systemizing, automating. What are you going to do yourself? What are you going to start hiring out so that you can actually live while you have a business? And this is a 5-week course. It is held weekly. You have homework assignments every week that you get to turn into me, and I actually review them. So if we're talking about, hey, how's your brand messaging? You write what your brand messaging is and you turn it into me. And I don't correct anything, but I give you some amazing feedback that might help you strengthen those messaging. So weekly assignments, and then we have next step. And next step is for when you are hiring employees. And you need to create standard operating procedures so that you can actually leave and go on vacation and your business can run smoothly. So that's what we do in this class is we look at standard operating procedures, how to create team values. This is a 7-week course. We do cash flow projections in this class, which is really fun. I know you guys all love numbers. But we have some really cool tools to help you plan your future. We also have the Utah Women-Owned Business Directory, which is a free directory for Utah women business owners. It's free to register for, it's free to be on. We get asked all the time, hey, what woman business owner does this? And we refer everyone to the directory, and it gets about 1 million hits a month. If you are on it, it's
No big deal.
no big deal.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so it's free to be on. You just have to sign up to the Women's Business Center. The amazing Sarah approves your account. And then once that's approved, you go onto the directory and claim your listing is what it says. And then you can add logos and information like that. So it's pretty cool. And like I said, it's free. Yes.
Yes, so get on that, but also the chamber has one. And it's free advertising in both places. So why not get on every business directory that you possibly can? With like me having one, we've got the app, like the chamber app with the directory. They have their directory, which gets so many hits. So get yourself on like every free advertising that you possibly can.
Ashley was the one who started this, by the way. And I'm not saying it hasn't been a monumental task, but it is amazing. And once you guys get on the directories, I don't know if any of you know tons about marketing, but it's called backlinks. The more you can link back to your website and other websites, the higher you are in your SEO rankings. And so you might as well list.
Question,
Yes.
does it have to be officially 51% ownership to be women's owned and be on that directory, or?
That's what they ask.
Okay.
If you consider yourself women owned, so it's owned or operated. And so say your husband actually owns it, but you do all the work, we're not gonna like kick you off of it. We don't actually go in and verify ownership percentages.
Yeah,
So,
my mom and dad, so high country, they do that 50-50. Maybe I'm outing them right now, but they're listed on there. And
Yeah.
so it's really, you can just,
I think that's great, so that we don't miss those who are working their butts off, but they, because that 1%, they are able to.
Yeah. yeah, because we know a lot of times a couple will own a business and they'll don't want to work. So we do not.
Yeah.
We do not check percentages just so that you feel like you are women owned or operated.
Perfect,
Yeah.
thank you.
So it's kind of self. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is where you sign up. And please, everyone sign up. It's so easy and it's so fast. And you get access to all of our online courses. You get access to business advisors. You get access to all our trainings. And right now, everything is free, at least right now. We love budget cuts. We love budget years. We don't always have the funds because we are funded through private donations and the government. But right now, everything is free for you. And so utilize it. Absolutely utilize it. Yeah, and you can book a session with me, you can register for service, you can online access. I think we have 50 something online classes that you can take just at your own pace, anywhere from branding, marketing, human resources, how to pay yourself. We have how to do public speaking events. So many classes that are just under.
well, Abby, can I put you on the spot for a second? Will you talk, she did next step, and so
Yeah.
that would be a great, like, we'll tell them about that, or
Any of those are great resources. I did only do next step. I've taken other courses along the way, but not any of those individuals. 100%, anything that can make you aware of what's going on in your business, do anything like that, because there's so many things. I know all of us are busy working. It opens your eyes to things you might be missing. So I suggest taking any opportunity. I'm a big advocate of the East Utah because you can try to research everything, and it's so nice to have somebody else just reminding you of what you need to look at. Like, yeah, standard operating procedures. We have to look at our numbers. Nobody really wants to look at their numbers, but you want to do better, but sometimes it's stressful. And so it was eye-opening to see all those things really know you are succeeding or you can succeed. So
And even as a business advisor myself, I have a business advisor. Because when you are in, I don't know, the muddy middle of it, you can't see outside yourself.
great extra eyes are always
Yeah.
huge benefit. So yes, do all those things. Yes.
And having been our entrepreneur of the year, couple years ago. Just amazing. Does anyone have, or what are your questions?
And really, this would be a time like, I mean, I can help answer questions, but any business questions that you have right now, or anything swirling, social media wise, anything, like
Yeah.
Lisa would be, let's open discussion.
So let's open a discussion. What is your hardest thing in business right now today?
Delegating for me.
Delegating. Okay, so let's talk delegating. Who here has had trouble delegating before, and what have your answers been? I know you have. Answer, like, how have you delegated? How has that been easier? Like, how have you found a solution?
I had to learn how to ask. And be, you know, be brave enough, because I've all my life been the mom of business, do it all myself and everything. But stepping into being the owner of the business and leading the business. Today we had a meeting where we had something we had to fix on our pet labels to be able to be in compliant, so I went, oh, I can delegate this, or it will get done. So, Jay, will you please take charge of this and make sure that Kylan is up to speed, and that this gets done on the label work as well. We'll have to do a little research to make sure it happens. Okay, do the research and make sure it happens to get with it. And I just got an email from him to the other employees saying, okay, I've done this research, you need, this is what we need to do, please do this, and then we'll take that.
Yeah. Some of the things I loved about what you said though, is first you asked, because how many of us have a hard time asking? I do, I hate asking, I love to do everything myself, I just do. But then you trusted him to get it done.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to delegating, are you trusting your employees enough to ask them to do things? Have you hired employees talented enough that you feel like they can just run with it
And responsible.
and be responsible?
And get great direction, expectations, right?
Yes.
That was key, and you set them up with the person you needed to work with at the time.
Yes. Including your nebulous in general, which was my former pattern of life on things like that. No, things don't get done, we have, and, or you think you've given clear enough directions, but if you haven't, then it doesn't get done the way you want it, because, hey, I have weird. You have to be clear, specific, your directions, in your delegation, and then your expectations get fulfilled. Right. Thank you.
And that comes down to, as well as standard operating procedures. Do you have standard operating procedures that you can give somebody a binder and say, follow these directions?
Well, that reminds me of what I've done, because I was wearing all the hats at one point too, my husband and I, and we sort of split them up, so okay, not all the hats, but at least 50% of them. And I started realizing there's certain jobs that I just don't like, you know, and they were draining my energy. The payroll was coming around every 2 weeks, and I was getting like exhausted, anxious, avoidance behavior, you know, I was like, but I'm like, people need to get paid, so I'm doing it at 9 o'clock at night in my bed before, because I can't miss that deadline. And realized one thing that works for me is I started a folder in my drive that says replacing myself. And every time I don't want to be doing something, or it's draining me, or it's getting me too far in the weeds that I can't think like the owner, and instead I'm getting too stuck down here to guide the company, I just sink it. So for me, it was the accounting side that I just want to get out of. So every time I did a task, I put it on that document. I did another task, I put on the document. And next thing you knew, I had a job description. So it was super easy to hire that person. And what I noticed was, as I was going, it was very detailed because it was real time input, right? And then I look at her and I was like, I'm sorry, apologetic. And her face was like, right? And I'm smiling. I'm like, are you excited? And she's like,
I bet she was so
and I realized, oh, just because I don't like it doesn't mean I'm giving out a hard job to somebody else. I'm giving them an opportunity to grow, right?
So and that also comes back down to your why that we talked about earlier. Like, you are passionate about like educating women, right? Some other person is passionate about it. I gave what this is not me, about organizing books.
Yeah.
And the numbers. And like they love that. It's what feeds their soul. And so if it's not like something that feeds you.
My bookkeeper does do that, thank you very much.
Right, think about Elizabeth Harmon, who won. Anyway, she's the bookkeeper out here, and she loves that. She just loves it. And so just think about you getting rid of something doesn't mean you're putting a heavy task on somebody else. They could love it. I would love to know how you help. I mean, you said you had organizational meetings as well, no? Yeah.
I am a terrible delegator because I have a trouble letting go of control.
Letting go of control.
Yeah.
Who's been there?
And also I have a problem telling people exactly what my expectations are. And fine tuning that to the point they can understand what I'm saying. It's almost like I'm not speaking English.
Have you found something that really helps you with that?
I only have one employee currently, but even with her, and she's been with me for a long time. I sometimes, she still doesn't know what I'm asking for. So,
One of my favorite things lately, favorite tools and help me clarify what you're asking for is AI. Who loves it?
Yeah, I bet this is.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to, I call it the brain vomit where you're just like, blah. And you put everything, you type everything out, and then you say, please organize this for me. And then it really does help clarify what you're trying to get to, and it will ask questions to help you understand what you're asking so that then you can relate it to your place. So, those are some suggestions. Were any of those helpful? Oh, go ahead, Allison.
Just to play off like the delegating and that, for me right now, I'm in the phase of looking for a VA and finding one and even knowing like what to have her do, so I like your suggestion of the replacing myself folder, but I'm also like, but how else do I know what to even have her, whoever I find? I don't know who her is yet. Dude,
Right? Have you ever read the book The E-Myth? Oh, I love it. It's so short. What's it called again? The E-Myth. And there's E-Myth and E-Myth Revisited. I think it's all the same. But it's about creating organizational flowcharts. And even as a single business owner, it's like an SOP, standard operating procedure for yourself. Because you know everything you do. And then you would take it and it would be like putting it into the folder, be like, I hate bookkeeping. And so you write out all the jobs associated with bookkeeping, you give it a title, and even though it's yourself, but right now, you already know what that job description is, so it's really easy to have somebody come in and take over. You already have it written out, you already have everything in place, which is kind of what we've been talking about already. So, anyway. The email. Super easy to do. I didn't write it. Wish I had. Anyway, okay, what else are some of your biggest business struggles right now?
Because the biggest struggles, for me being a business owner and building a business from scratch and surviving one that was being in the beauty industry and I'm a salon. And if I would have bought a salon that was already well established, I probably would have been more successful, but since I started from the ground up, I'd not have clients calling in. Not so a struggle with finding clients. I'm also teaching their skills to other people, because I've taught tons of outfits. And people think just because I'm teaching them, they're gonna come and get upset like I can do. I'm like, that's not how it works. Everybody has their strengths, everyone has their weaknesses. I'm trying to build those. I want to give people hard as well. Trying to teach something you've been doing for 20 years. People compare themselves to me, and I'm like, no, you can't compare yourself to someone who's been doing it for a long time.
Experiences.
I said, I started off just like you. I struggled just like you. Yeah, okay. And so, but I like finding clients who are going to have
So, getting customers and getting the word out, and getting customers.
So whenever a client comes to me with a problem like this, which is probably every other day, I go back to your branding. And branding isn't just the pretty colors, it's not just the pretty font or logo, it's all about the message you're giving people. And so I would look at what is the message? What is your main point? Again, what is finding your why, but in a different way. Because you are differentiating yourself from all the other nail techs out here, right? And so you have to have a very strong, nail art tech so that you can build.
I'm terrible at marketing, I hate it.
Oh, yeah, see, so you can meet with me, we could do a whole marketing section. But you really have to understand like what you give that's different from other people, even though you're all doing nail art. But you're giving probably like, maybe you care differently, or maybe you do a different style, or maybe just who you are as a person is gonna be different from the nail tech.
Well, that's the hard part, is I have a big problem, I have booked, I'm competing with my own text, so how can
So that they are going to need to look at their marketing, and as nail techs, I mean, are they employees or are they renting space from you?
they're two space.
So they have their own businesses, they can book me, and I do that with salons all the time. Where's your show?
It's dated salon by Onion. But I'm closing my doors, so that does not, but I'm gonna go back to my house. So, down guys,
Okay, no, just.
yeah, I'm excited to downsize off, yeah. I decided I'm really not a good business owner, I'm too sweet, I'm too nice. You know, and people walk all over me. I'm just like, I don't wanna do it, I just be like me and be one or two people I know that we establish.
Setting boundaries is really hard as a business owner, and being like, no, that's what I charge. It's really hard, especially since we are so caring, and we want to give people what they can afford. But you can't do it in a way that diminishes your own value. So you yourself don't have marketing, you have,
I'm fully booked.
you're fully booked. Yeah, have your checks, graph, put your cards with mine. They're somewhere.
Right behind the fence, yeah.
Take one down, pass it around. And have them sign up because they can take any of our classes for free too.
Yeah, I'm definitely telling all of my girls.
And I do that, I do it for Lola Lashes, all her lash girls have done it, and we love Asaban.
Yeah. We even have,
somebody to do it for you, talk to Melinda.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that you don't want to do for your business, again, if that's like a accounting thing or something. Melinda is fantastic at Kick Social, like she helps with our business, and that's one of our things we struggle with. I will say, like you talk about accounting, my husband would step all hours of the night scheduling our posts and stuff, and when Melinda came in our lives, it's been the biggest blessing, so she makes everything look good and professional. Fun and again, like somebody, if you get a job, you know, it's fantastic, so pick your role that you want to be in. And use the resources that are out there to help you enjoy your business and your work.
And your get social is always tough, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard, I already know you have good style.
So yeah, think about, and I talk about that a lot of times, is what fills your energy, what doesn't fill your energy. I know I hate looking for errors in my manuscripts, I hate it. Don't ask me to do it, I will hire somebody to do that, right? At the moment, school's gonna be shy, it's asking people for money, we're donation based, right? That is not my job, right? It does not fill my soul with that. Once you know that about yourself, it's so much easier to set boundaries. Okay, what other big thing that you touch?
You give advice on the new age culture of employees, like how to keep employees.
I've watched that. Somebody's going down that.
Attention.
No, it's really hard because
It's your culture. I feel like we have to create a new culture. I don't know, like we worked so hard, but it doesn't, it's not the same as it used to be years ago, but like.
yeah,
It's not.
sometimes you talk about creating team cultures, but still, if you don't, if the people you hire don't have that same value system you do, it's gonna be like you can't give somebody a value,
Right.
you know? And so you really have to play to their strengths, which can be hard. It can just be hard. No,
Sorry, Stephen.
No, I wish, I always say, I wish I was there because I could help. I know that people are hard. No, no, it's on, like, it's, anyway, I know it's all about your culture, but I was like, it's just the different things you have to have. So what have some of your solutions been, ladies?
You know, back in 2021, a few years ago, the great resignation happened. And there were tremendous amount of people that just made different choices for themselves in their lives because the pandemic was a wake-up call in certain ways. Some things we haven't learned our lessons from. But I know that where we were at then, we had too many employees and they didn't have the culture, and I wasn't in charge then. But they didn't have that fire in their chest for what, and belly for what we do. And you can't keep them. If they make a different choice, or they're young people and they're supposed to move on in their lives with a different choice. Or we just had someone just up and quit on us a couple of weeks ago where she goes, I need more money and more hours, and we knew she wasn't capable of either. So it's like, so I quit without telling you I was going to. It's like, okay, no matter how, I mean, 3 days before I said to her, how are you doing? Is there any problem? No, there was no problem. Everything's fine. I go out and come back, just quit. It's not a person. But when hiring, I'm really trying to make sure that they care, that they're gonna have a connection, that it's important to them, that's not just job. Because what we do is not just, there's a mission, there's a purpose, there's, and we need people that have that inside. So, yeah, I just hired someone that was, never had anything to do with any dietary supplements. But she's got skills we need for the job we need to be a sales assistant. So I'm banking on that. And that she'll get that spark, so we'll see. It's always
Yeah, but she has that inner, I always call it like your inner spark, your intrinsic light, right? That is really good with people. If she's a salesperson, she'll be a salesperson.
Yeah, and this person I look for has long-term loyalty to her previous employers. So, we have someone who has that capability. A lot of young people don't have that capability at all. It's like,
Yes.
This.
I'll teach them, great, go ahead.
Same with Simon Sinek, he told the story about how all the different branches of government got up to recruit the college students, and they, Air Force and Army was like talking about all the benefits, all the good things, and then the Marines stood up and said, "Oh, none of you will be good enough. It's way too hard. It's way too this that." And then after this whole big thing about hey, you can't do it, he's like, "But if you're still interested, I'll be back."
Yeah.
And so they like looking for a certain person. We don't do it that harshly, but in our hiring process, we really do say, if you want to grow and progress, and then this is the right place. But if you want to like come do your work, which is totally valid, come do your work, go home and not think about it again, and you just want to do that kind of job, it's just not the right fit. Because in our company, we attract people who want to develop and grow. So that means we can set their line of sight is like they're reading books, they're progressing personally. We get to invest in them, they feel invested in, and so together we're growing. And they're thinking of innovative ways to help the company. We're thinking innovative ways to help them reach their career goals. But that doesn't work if you don't start with a person who cares about that, right? But we found that our retention's really high. We're also in a market that is really needing jobs, but even still, I think that
This is with your other business, right?
it's not with the outsourcing company.
I love that. Yeah.
Well, just to speak in more to what John and Ebony are saying, some of you are gonna be like, no, that lady's crazy, and there will be a few in here that I know will understand what I'm saying. But it's getting clear, it's writing it out and figuring out who your ideal employee is. The university can't bring to you who you don't even know you're looking for.
Yeah. That's right.
So it is that, it's being clear on this is who I'm looking for and putting it out there, and the universe will start to bring those type of people to you. But if you're like, I just need somebody to show up for work, you know,
That's what you get.
you're getting just those people. And so, yeah, I would approach it on writing out who's your ideal employee or your ideal client, and allow that to
I
kind of.
actually haven't really thought about that. I mean, we do teach like, what do you want your company culture to be? But I think we need to start adding in who's your ideal employee along with your client avatar. Ooh, Allison.
That was, yeah.
I have a program that I do that I work with business owners, and we do mostly focused on their ideal client. And what that looks like, but yeah, I think it can be for your employee as well. It's really good one.
You've got to be a good team player is one of the things that the detail of the job posted.
Then you ask them the interview question, it's not like, are you a team player? You ask, tell me a time where it was hard to be a team player and how you went about it. You know, like, really kind of situational, like, give me an example and tell me how you worked through this issue. How did you use your team members to help you be successful? Now I'm trying to get their thought processes, but I think that helps as well.
Okay. Well, is there any other questions anybody had for me or questions about the semester? Yeah, I do love meeting with my local ladies virtual, or if you text me, I will arrange to meet in person with you too. If you text me, you can't make the appointment and then not let me know you want to meet in person. You have to. Otherwise, I won't show up. I live in Vernal, so I would, usually I do the Vernal Innovation Hub is where I, that you need me to come over there, oh, sometimes I do. Sometimes I would do that for sure. Well, thank you, ladies, it was so great to meet you all, I really do hope to see you at online, there is over at Congress.
The one thing Lisa failed to mention is a huge award that she got. Yeah. Huge. So I'm gonna have you already tell us what it was.
Yeah.
Because she needs to do like all the recognition, like business advisor, you should go see her.
I just received the National Women Business Advisor of the Year award. I went out to DC and was able to get it, and it was very cool. So yes, I am the National Women Business Advisor of the Year.
Yeah.
It's really purple. I know, right? It's purple. It was really cool. And their student just wrote me a handwritten letter, like congratulations.
Wow, that's.
It was really special. It was way more special than the piece of paper award I got. So,
And then one more award, we posted about it, but Joe, tell us all your award that you just got.
Oh, thank you. Such a beautiful job, just all. Yes, Cedar Bear, just, was awarded, by the Wisconsin Manufacturers Association, the Environmental Stewardship Award. Which is really hard, and that's what product industry. So, yeah, we're just really good.
congratulations, that's a long time coming. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, that's 30 years.
Hard ass.
Okay, well, I appreciate, seriously, every single one of you for coming here. You can stay after, talk a little bit if you need to. Please take pizza, because I cannot take any more pizza to my house, so.
Oh, sure you go,
So we take some, and then please, for sure, it helps us for like future things, because we also apply for grants, WBC qualifies for grants, so if you'll just fill out just the sign-in sheet before you go. There are paper bags, all the things up here that you can grab, food, and, remember, we are taking just December off. No, December and January, sorry. We are taking December and January off of, this group, just because of the holidays, I know how busy it is, everything that's coming up, but we will start hard back here in February with a great lineup and all the things coming, so.
Any suggestions for people who you?
Send me stuff. Yeah. Resources that you're wanting to talk about, classes, like certain things that you're wanting to talk about, whether, I mean, we've done marketing before, WBC Utah, the grants. We've done TikTok, there's so many things that we've done, so if you have suggestions, let us know, we'll put out anything we can do for you guys, so.
How can we know everyone who's in this room in their company so we can be supporting each other?
Yeah, if you have time, like, I know we're just slightly over, but if you'll just quickly go through and tell us, that would be awesome. And, you can also take a picture, once everyone's done with that, if you're all right with this. Thank you, yeah. So, we'll start with you,
I guess. Let's say I just barely started to throw, photography in the art business, so.
Used to drive the bus.
Yeah. So you go to drums, I'm in Easter. I love that. It's awesome.
So.
I'm Jamie Stover, and I'm all about helping people organize their photos, and get them out of their phones, their archives, and organize them. So they can enjoy them and share them with generations.
Like you love organizing.
Yeah, I also have had a professional organizing business before.
And your hair is on fire.
My name is Melinda Judson. I'm the owner of Get Social Marketing Agency. We support businesses with social media management, website design, graphic design, and we're actually going to do a big giveaway. I'm partnered with Savannah Roybell. And we're doing like a branded photo shoot and a brand audit. So I have business cards that has my website, the QR code on the back. So that's how you enter. You go there and fill out the questionnaire, and then we're going to choose a winner. So
Did you have your business cards here?
Yeah, if you have your business cards,
I
please.
got it. So yeah, so enter, because who wouldn't love a good photo shoot, right? For your business.
In the chamber?
Yeah. I don't know how many I have, but.
I'm Daphne Blanchard. I'm with the State Entrepreneurship Center and Program. So I teach classes and I run the center. And so that means that I'm always gathering all the best resources and the best businesses and trying to just share that with everyone I come in contact. And then I also own Z Connect, which is the outsourcing company. If you're looking for talented work, you can't find it here. We connect remote workers to US business.
Abby Hollenbeck with Ninjas Power Sports. So we are, we moved a month ago back into Roosevelt City, and so we're excited to be back in Roosevelt, and we service and maintain and we'll accessorize your motorcycle, all that stuff. It's not through and fun, so it's so fun to go be around with
I'm Judy Collins. I work at Department of Workforce Services. I am the Workforce Development Specialist for Eastern Region. And can help with, we have some great programs. We do on-the-job trainings and worksite learnings and employment internship opportunities. Some of these programs we can reimburse up to 50% of the wages for somebody you hire for a designated time. Post your jobs, work on things like that. So, need anything? I don't know if I don't even have any cards with me. But you can take a picture of that and have me contact me. It's rolls my I don't have my cards with me.
I'm Brittany Olsen, I'm a full marketer, educator, and I've been doing it for 20 years.
And I'm Carol Lane, this is my granddaughter Eden, my little entrepreneur herself. I have some exciting new taco farms. We do cheese right now because it's winter and our girls are breeding. Cheese classes are available if you're interested in those. Or say, what else do we do? Oh, we have eggs.
Yeah, some cheese and.
And they're amazing products she does.
How do you get them? Is it from your home or?
Yeah, in the winter, it's just at home, in the summer, we're at all farmers markets. It's delicious.
Great.
I'm Rachel Taylor, I'm a real estate investor, and I do a little bit on the side with Reiki and spine and such, and I realized this is really good for me. So I'm like, oh, I don't need Patty designated, I'm like, I need to rebrand again with this house. Yeah.
I'm Allison Taylor, I'm the owner of Current Soul Healing. I'm a transformational wellness and energy practitioner and mentor. I am located in Vernal, but one of the things that makes my business unique is you can work with me virtually or remotely or in person, so. And one other thing that I do that I would love to invite all of you guys to is I also do a networking event in Vernal. Starting January, we'll be back to our monthly schedule, so. If you want to travel over to Vernal, if you're from over this way, it's a great true networking, organic conversation. You get to share a little more in depth about your business, who you are, what you offer, little mini masterminds in it. I also lead a mastermind, so love for you guys to join.
And everyone, I have heard go to your class, love it, Allison. I think a lot of our ladies go there and you do a lot for them.
Thanks, it's fun.
I'm Shenley Hadlock. I own Heirloom Barn Studios, which is a photography studio. I also am in the process of opening up a brick and mortar boutique here in Roosevelt called Heirloom Mercantile. I just did my first pop-up at the Holly Fair, which was super fun, and because my brick and mortars take a little longer, so I thought, okay, I'll do a pop-up. And then a friend of mine works at Junk in the Trunk and said, Jenny, you need to have a space here while you're waiting for your brick and mortar. So I just moved in there. Excuse me, I've lost my voice for like a week, so I'm just getting that. So I just moved into Junk in the Trunk in a 9x12 space, and we're just making things happen, and it's lots of fun. And I know you, because my daughter Kailani used to work for you, so I heard your name Joan, and I know it, Joan.
That's right, do it. She's great. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Go chat more.
All right, fantastic. Robinson, Cedar Naturals, and yeah, they've been the president for almost 3 years now, co-founder of, over 30 years. Liquid herbal products that are absolutely amazingly effective and great tasting, and whatever your health need, we have you covered, whether it's you, kids, or pets.
Where are you located?
Our manufacturing company is here on Highway 40, just between, on the edge of Ballard and Roosevelt, and you can buy there or online. And over at Market on Main, we have a whole shop within the shop. And on Thursday, I am doing a class at noon on blood sugar balancing and insulin resistance. This is Diabetes Awareness Month, and diet ladies. 1 in 3 of us have pre-diabetes according to the statistics. So this is really, really important information. You go to cedarbear.com, where I have a blog on that, biohacking, if you named it, for your blood sugar balance. Because we can get control of this, and it's really not important. It's in your own hands, your own health, lifestyle, diet, and there's a really support that really works.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for coming. Like I said, you're welcome to mingle for a little bit. Please take good health. Have a great month and holidays and everything else. We'll see you guys in February. Thank you.
Awesome. How do we get that?
So if you would. You don't really know, it's too long, we will put on, and it was the next. And this, I want. Yeah, right. I'll give you a. Good, so it's like, or no, you don't like, it's good. Even and I come on by there and it's that. And so that's. What's that? All the arts to. My name is. Right now, right now, yeah, you're right. And intentional, you know, I think it's later need, and then, because that's the fear of that, I don't know. Yeah, this is my. Put that in the I think that I was when it sounded like sure you go to the about saying it's that kind of the other day I had tired and got sad going she's just not okay. And where did you say yeah, you know, but that's what you sent me or in a social that line and she reversed it. I don't think were this to be really this out and that not having my own. Still not. Great, I realized, well, we're actually, and then you have some of that, so you were had some evidence, where did I be with us? You are, like, I was so good at it, it's like here's he's like that's all we're just kind of like, sure. I'm not gonna put that until I would look like. I mean, that's really hard for other people that know. So yeah, video for there's no staff in all that. And I was like, and you know, I feel like wow, I really should because most people talk explanation process, and it feels like it's just check it's like I have to see like this type to I mean, the right things, but like if I change story about this, you know, which is so it's just. I know. It's even yes. Oh yeah. So it's like he's nice meditating. So like very common. So now they have no idea how insurance
find out, I just like, oh, change it.
And you get me ready to grow up, and then was never actually ready, then it's stressful. That's the thing, I love teaching something like. What is the line to say? He's asking for all. And then you don't go out, it's like. So really bad, it's trouble out, never, you know, forgot the camera, and like I was talking about this on plan, you know, it's hard, so I think I will just help.
Okay, this is my plan, thanks, I'll see you.